What's going on, YouTube? Lasagna here, back with another episode of Road to 2000. And in today's episode, we're at 1689, and we're playing MK Buccio from Mexico. And let's go C5. We're going to play the Sicilian here. And we get the Alapin, or the delayed Alapin, I suppose, because he played the knight out first. I usually like to take with the queen here. Just play like bishop f5, e6, maybe long castles is usually how I like to play this one. Now I could play e5 to try to like completely prevent him from playing the move d4, but I don't know. I think I'm just going to play it more chill with e6. I know that sometimes e5 can work here, but I think this is probably fine. Hope everyone's having a good day. We're, in the middle of fall here. I don't know if the time changes where you guys are at, but I'm not ready for that. It gets real dark real early here whenever they change the clocks, which I think is coming in a couple of weeks here, so not excited for that. Okay, I should probably take, although I don't have to take. Do I take? I'm just going to take, I think. It does give him this square for the knight, and so maybe my queen's going to have to move, but I don't think it's a big deal. I could take this knight so that my queen can stay in the center of the board. Not sure if that's worth it or not, though. What do I want to do here? I'm kind of tempted by this move. Feels like a reasonable move to me, just developing my dark squared bishop, maybe getting ready to castle here. Yeah, so I was thinking of taking here. It does fix his isolated queen pawn in the center of the board. So maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I should just go maybe queen a5, maybe just bring the queen back. Let's see, queen a5, bishop d2. That looks fine. I don't want to get down too far on the clock here. We're already down a good minute 20 here, so yeah, so let's just castle, I guess. He could play this move, but I think I'll just drop the bishop back, and I think we should be okay here. He does have discoveries, I guess. Let's see, if we drop the bishop back and he goes here. Well, he can't go there. Could go here, though. And then if I go like queen c7, he can take this and ruin my pawn structure, so maybe I do have to take here. Yeah, I think I have to take, which isn't ideal. I would probably take with the pawn if I was him, because like the whole point of the opening for black is that you're supposed to fight against the isolated pawn. But white has the pleasant choice here of either connecting his pawn or taking with the bishop and just arguing that he has the bishop pair here with the tempo of my queen. So it definitely feels like I've done something wrong here. I think I'm just going to go queen b6, though. It's not the end of the world. It's just I've obviously done something wrong in the opening here. Just put the bishop in the middle. Just kind of nice because I'm controlling the square a bit more. I guess we'll trade. Maybe just go rook d8. Maybe this rook was better because I feel like this rook Probably doesn't want to go to e8. Yeah, I probably should have put this one here and this one here. Probably would have been a bit more harmonious, but trying to catch up a bit on the clock, so it can't be spending all the time in the world worrying about those little minutiae. So yeah, what's going on in this position? Basically, white has an isolated pawn. So if you're black, you want to control the square in front of the pawn so that he can't push it, and eventually you can kind of team up on the pawn and it becomes a weakness. And if you're white, you want to, you know, keep the square under your control so that you can maybe potentially push it later, kind of use it as a battering ram for attacking purposes later, using the extra space for attacking opportunities. So that's kind of the dynamic at play here. But yeah, I don't know, it looks pretty balanced to me overall. He's got a knight and bishop, we got two knights. A little bit of imbalance there, a little bit of imbalance in the pawn structure, but otherwise, pretty reasonable position here, and I'm liking that my opponent's taking a minute here. That's good. Good for us. Okay, he just goes queen d2, probably just connecting the rooks. I think I'm gonna go knight d5. Just parking my knight on this pretty nice square here. Kind of thinking of coming to f5 with this knight. That looks kind of interesting. Let's just do that. Yeah, I don't know though, because my knight was pressuring this pawn, but the thing is, he has literally 1, 2, 3, 4 defenders. So like, realistically, I'm never taking this pawn. So I think getting my knight to f5 does make some sense. And maybe I could undo my mistake from earlier and put this rook here to get the other one on d8, because I think having the two rooks on these two files makes sense. Okay, maybe he's trying to angle for this move. Okay, I'm gonna go knight f5. And I'm seeing some possibilities. Yeah, like he wants to go g4, and then I'd have to move the knight, and he'd have this. But I think I can just go h6 here, and I don't think there's any problems. After he goes back, I'll probably play rook c8, rook d8, and try to work on some of this stuff. Yeah, okay, maybe he's arguing that he can come here. Yeah, knight c5 does look a little bit annoying for us. I don't think it's the end of the world. I think I'm just going to continue like this. We'll get knight c5, and I'll probably just play rook d8, because, like, he's not threatening anything immediately with knight c5. Like, obviously, it's a very nice square for his knight, but I don't think it's the end of the world here or anything. I think I'm just going to continue like nothing's happening. Maybe we could move our queen and play b6 in the worst case, so... Yeah, I think I'm going to go for that. I don't think we can leave his knight here. It's just too strong. And I think the most important thing, again, is just going to be to stay up on the clock. Okay, so now... I mean, if he moves, he's only defending this twice, and we're going to be hitting it 3 times. Whoa. Rook takes? What? Okay, if I take, he has a fork. Okay, takes, we're up an exchange, and we can take this one. He takes, we take. Yeah, I think he blundered. I like the idea from him, but I think just a bit too much material that he sacked here with the rook taking the pawn. Because if he takes, yeah, he's hitting my queen, but where does my queen go? Goes to gobble the bishop. And then, you know, the queens have some tension here, so it's not like you can ignore that. I didn't expect this game to get so wild so quickly, but here we are. And guys, if you're enjoying the videos, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, helps a ton. Would appreciate that very much. My opponent's setting into a very long think here. I'm sure a lot of this is going to be cut out for you guys, but he's been thinking for like a good 2 minutes here. I don't know if he's just abandoned, realizing that he blundered. But I forgot to mention, we are 11 points away from 1700. So I don't think we'll get it on this game. I don't think my opponent's high enough rated. He's 1681, but we're going to be scaring that 1700 number this video. I think if we get a resignation here, or if he just times out, we will play one more to try to push for the 1700 mark. So see what we get. So it looks like we are going to get somebody that just runs out the clock here. MK2 Buccio, shame on him. His wife would be, sure she'd be disappointed if she knew that he was the kind of guy that just leaves the game after making a blunder in a rapid game on chess.com, but she'll never know, unfortunately. So we'll see how many points we get. I don't think we're quite going to get to the 1700 mark, but yeah, we'll slurp these points from my man from Mexico here. Oh my goodness, we made it. 1700, baby. Wow. Chess.com knew. They knew. They were like, he needs 11 points. We're going to give it to him. I am not going to play another game. I baited you all. That is sick. Look at that. That is such a juicy number there, right on the dot, too. Let's take a look at the analysis. I'm so happy. And there you have it, folks. Definitely the hardest 100 points yet. 1600s, definitely a lot of losses in there. I think I was kind of like fluctuating around the middle 1600s for a few months here. So I'm very happy with the progress, and let's take a look at this game. We played with a 89.9, and Buccio played with a 79.6, so pretty high quality game. I know I probably made some inaccuracies in the middle game, so I'll be interested to see what I could have done better in the opening. So yeah, we get the delayed Alpin here with, usually in the Alpin, at least I think it's more standard for people to play c3 right away, or at least that's how I play it when I play the Alpin. And then I usually play a bit of a different line against this, so I kind of got move ordered into like a standard Alpin, which is fine. I have some experience here too. I usually go bishop f5, e6. It was e5 better. e6, e5, they're about the same according to the engine. And we just develop our pieces. We were supposed to take the pawn, which is kind of a trade-off because you do get this structure where you can play against the isolated pawn. But on the other hand, White's going to have the c3 square for his knight, and he's going to be able to kick your queen out, kind of like Scandinavian style. So bit of a trade-off there, but I think it's all right to take. So queen a5 was best. He goes bishop d2, and it felt like I did something wrong here after a3 because I pretty much have to take because I calculated if I drop back, he has knight to e4, attacking my queen, and you'll notice that he's threatening to, well, first of all, he's hitting the bishop, so I probably have to play queen c7. And if I play queen c7, he has this positional threat of damaging the pawns in front of my king. So I guess White's still only about a half a pawn better here, but didn't want to allow this, so I just took the bishop and dropped the queen back, and I guess it's just a balanced game. I guess black actually is slightly better in this position. So we get a bishop trade, and I go rook d8. Yeah, rook f d8 was a better move, because if we just got some shuffling here, I think this is more optimal than this, because I don't think I'm ever pushing this pawn, so I think the action's going to be on the D and C files here. So if I could take it back, I would have played rook f d8. So I just centralized my knight here, and this is a big blunder. Let me see if I can find out why. I don't know why. Let's see what the engine says. Bishop to a5. Ooh, it's just a skewer. I could have found that. I'm a silly goose. Yeesh. Okay, just missing simple tactics there, but he was moving pretty quickly, so he didn't see it. And I go knight f5 here. He goes knight here, which is a bit of hope chess in my opinion, because I think he was just wanting me to go like here or something, and then he has g4. And if I move the knight, then I get mated. So I think that was his big idea. But I can just play h6 here, and he's just, well, I guess I take it back. It's not hope chess, because he, on the, this maneuver also carries the maneuver with it, right? Like he's trying to, I think, improve the knight to go to c4 or c5. So yeah, I guess it's not just hope chess. He did have like a secondary intent with it, so it's okay. So I go rook c8, he goes here and here, and this is, so you'll notice like earlier whenever I put this rook here, now I have to waste time kind of undoing that and putting the rooks on the two files that I want them on. So he goes knight c5, I go rook fd8, he goes b4. We go queen c7 here, and he's kind of in some trouble here because there's tons of pressure down the c file here towards the bishop that's undefended and the undefended queen behind it. And we got lots of firepower here, so he's in some trouble. So we go b6, and he goes rook takes e6, but I guess at this point he's already just lost. Like he actually can't save his position here. Like Engine wants him to play bishop to b2 or bishop to a1, and just accept that he's losing this piece here. But obviously this is winning for black. So he does some sort of desperate try here, but if you calculate this a couple moves down, it's a pretty forcing line. If he takes back here, you might think, oh, he's hitting my queen, and like my knight's hanging, but I can take on c3 here, and his queen's hanging, and he can't like take this because it's defended. So he's kind of got to like move his queen here. So like, let's say queen b1, and now like he's just sacked a rook for nothing. So yeah, so he just stalled the clock out in this position, and boom, 1700, baby, let's go. So I think I don't want to risk that beautiful looking number at the bottom of my screen, so you'll have to wait for a few more days here before I venture onto the 1800s, but that's good progress. I think my goal initially was to get 2000 by March, so 300 points, or like, I don't know if it was March or somewhere around there, like, so I don't know, we only have like half a year, maybe even less, to get 300 points. So, you know, what's that quote? Shoot for the stars, and if you don't make it, land amongst the moon. Anyways, you guys know what I'm talking about. So I'm sure we'll get close, and we'll get to 2000 eventually. So on that note, if you liked the video, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.